The ANC and EFF leaders campaigned at the Ward 34 in King Sabatha Dalindyebo Municipality in Mthatha in the Eastern Cape. This ahead of the by-elections scheduled for Wednesday next week. EFF commissar Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi and ANC NEC member Ronald Lamola went on door-to-door campaigns in that ward. For more, we cross to our reporter Lwandile Mbulali. Lwandile, welcome to SA Today. Thank you for joining us. I understand that not only is the heat on down in that area, but well, the heat for votes as the elections just around the corner is also heating up down there.
Well, greetings to you and greetings to everyone watching at home. We're coming to you from Tabase, just outside Mthatha, Ward 34, where both the ANC and the EFF have been campaigning for next week's by-elections. Earlier on today, we had an opportunity to engage with the communities to hear about some of their grievances, their problems, and whether they are going to vote in these by-elections. We did have an opportunity in one of the villages where we heard from community members saying that they've had an issue of water, bad road infrastructure that has not been addressed by the ruling party, but they said that they will be voting hoping that there is going to be change. They did mention something that last year there was disaster here where homes and schools were blown away by heavy winds. They say that they are in their school, even though the government never built that school. It is a school that was built in the 80s. It has not been fixed. It is a very their children are learning under very difficult conditions. But right now, I do want to talk to a community member in Mbuyiseni. Mbuyiseni, it's in this ward. She is just going to tell us about some of their challenges in their ward. Aluta, can you tell us as a community member what are some of the challenges that you are facing, and whether and what are you hoping to vote? Hoping to achieve when you vote next week?
Thank you very much, sir. Next week I'm voting because I'm hoping for change and to betterment our community. As he has said, our community has been suffering for years now. Nothing is yet to change. We've got a clinic, but our clinic is so far that people are struggling to get there. People are waking up at 4 o'clock going to the clinics. You can imagine the elderly and the children. How do they get to that clinic? Worst case scenario, the clinic is lacking medication. You will find that you go to the clinic suffering from a severe disease, you will be offered Panado and Allergex. There is no medication, or they will simply send you to the hospital. So we are facing a challenge when it comes to clinic. At least if they could try and offer us at least mobile clinics that will come inside our communities and assist us. Secondly, last year we had a case related to disaster whereby there was a flood, our houses perished. People are now living in shacks. People are living in houses that are not suitable for people to be living in a huge number of people inside one shack. That is also a problem. We were promised to be given equipment that are going to assist us in rebuilding our houses. That equipment is yet to come. The only thing that we were offered are food parcels. I've been wondering, what are we going to do with food parcels whereas we've got no houses, no stoves, nothing to use with these food parcels. Number 3, our youth employment. I for one am an example. I'm a graduate. I'm unemployed, staying at home in a huge number of a family. Our youth is unemployed. People that are supposed to be there for us, people that are supposed to be there for our needs, are employing their own people. They are using the term that I call nepotism. You'll find that you do have the qualification for a certain job, but that certain job will not be given to you because now you are not known. Or now you are not voting for the certain political party that our leaders are expecting us to vote for. So all the advantages that you are supposed to be receiving, you will not be getting because of that. Now that this is happening, people are not getting what they should be getting. The youth is now engaging in drugs, early pregnancies and so forth, because we as the youth are not being taken into consideration. You'll find that they are only coming to us when it's time for us to vote, coming with propagandous information, which I fail to understand. How so? We've been having taps, I think, for about 8 to 10 years now. Not even a single day those taps have even had a drop of water. We've got no water also. We are drinking water from rivers and dams, which are not right for our health and our bodies. We've got elderly people and we've got children as well. So I'm hoping by voting next week, all our cries and all our pleadings will be heard. And for a first time, or at least some of the things that we are crying about, they will try and meet us halfway. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Well, that was Alut, a committee member right here in Mthatha. As I'm saying that I'm in Mthatha, both parties were just separated by a street as they did their campaigning here, speaking to their members, telling them to go out and vote. As you heard from her, there are a number of challenges here, including water, including bad road infrastructure. Their homes fell apart last year. They are living in shacks. So there are quite a number of challenges that need to be addressed here. And also we did get a chance to speak to both members, NEC member Ronald Lamola and also Mbuyiseni. Well, what Ronald Lamola said, he said that he did engage with people, he did engage with community members, but he is hoping that he will go back and speak to some of their leaders and some of the leaders of this community, hoping that if they get re-elected, those challenges that are facing the community will be addressed. And also Mbuyiseni did say that there is people have been leading in this ward for a very long time, so they have had an opportunity to fix these issues, but they did not. They haven't fixed those issues. So that is what the leaders say. From us here, it is back to in studio.
Lwandile, before I let you go, how important is this by-election for both, in particular those two parties that you mentioned? In 2019, the provincial legislature, the votes that came in for the ruling party, which is the ANC, which is about 68.74%, the EFF collected about 7.8% of that vote, and the DA, well, clear opposition with 15%. The fact that Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, the charismatic Dr. Ndlozi, is down there, the EFF are making a play for that province, in particular with the youth. How important is this ward to the outcome of elections later this year?
Well, it is very important. It is very important indeed. You know, when we went to the event of the EFF, we saw a lot of young people, many of them saying that they are unemployed. And she just said right now that a lot of the youth is unemployed. Most of them use illegal drugs, and she's one person that can attest to the lack of unemployment, saying that she did get employment at a school, but she was later released. She doesn't know why, because after she was released, another person related to the person of that school was hired in that school. So it is important in the sense that many of these people want changes, especially the young people. They want changes. They are fighting for that change. They are fighting for water. They are fighting for employment, because they're saying that when there are jobs here, they don't get hired. If you can look behind me, you will see R61. There are many projects that are coming in this area. They say that in that project they don't get hired because they are not members of a certain party, or they are not known by the ward councillors or anyone that is employing those people. So it is important, and also that is why the ANC came here, because they understand that people right now are fed up because they have not seen a service delivery in their area. So it is quite important for both parties, but we can only wait and see the outcome.
What the outcome? Do we have I don't want to say a projection? Do we know whether it's expected to be a huge turnout for that by-election, or is it a game of wait and see, as you just said?
Well, for now, I can say it's a game of wait and see, because as you can understand that we're still in COVID-19 season, so we did not see many people attending these events because of that. So we don't know if maybe they are going to go out in numbers to vote, but if maybe it was on another period where there was no COVID-19, maybe we would see by the numbers of people who are attending these campaigns, we would maybe look at them and say, okay, maybe this is what we can expect. Yeah. But because now they had to stand and make sure that they adhere to COVID-19 regulations, so they did not come out in numbers. Especially the elderly people did not come out in these campaigns. But they are going to be going out there to vote, hopefully. And earlier this week, the Minister of Communication was here, and we saw young people holding placards in front of the hall that she was visiting, saying that they have been experiencing a huge problem where their school does not have water, their school does not get certain services, they only get teachers from the government. The school was built a long time ago. Those are young kids. Earlier on, we spoke to all people from a local high school saying that they have the similar issue. So right now we cannot say what we can expect. It is only a game of wait and see.
Lwandile Mbulali, SABC News reporter, coming to us from Mthatha. Thank you very much indeed, as they're updating us on the ANC and EFF leaders campaigning in Ward 34 at the King Sabatha Dalindyebo Municipality, Mthatha. This is ahead of the scheduled by-elections next week. EFF commissar Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, as well as ANC NEC member Ronald Lamola, went to door-to-door campaigns in that ward. Now,